seemed to show that Manipur wasn't really the purpose of this no trust vote. It was about scoring a point against the Prime Minister, which is okay. No. But then there should be some integrity about that. They trooped out of Parliament right before the Prime Minister spoke.
Shiv, the point is there is no trust between the government and the opposition.
There is no trust.
That's the sad reality. And I actually was privileged to see Parliament in the 1990s for two reasons. One is because it was coalition government, so no confidence votes were very exciting because it was actually about who would win, whether the government would fall or not, which this was not about. This was about the perception game, not about who's going to win in terms of the numbers in Parliament, because that was decided. The other part is the quality of speakers. You see, now we are, sorry to tell the younger generation, you're in this age of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You're looking
so are you. In fact, you are more on it than us.
You're looking to go viral. And therefore, isko maine punch diya.
So, I'm going to come more viral than you.
No, my point is, speakers are not coming to Parliament to make well-considered speeches. They're coming to make Parliament to see which soundbite will go viral or which element. I don't think Vajpayee ji or George Fernandez or the great speakers of the 1990s were looking at virality. They were natural speakers and they grew up in the crucible of Parliament. Today's politicians do not come to Parliament with their homework done, many of them, and thereby seem ill-prepared. You mentioned the opposition. The one thing I think the opposition could have done is prepare yourself. Prepare a strategy. Think of what you're going to say. Spend some time. That's what I think is missing, along with the no trust. Makes it a little disappointing, actually.
Now we're in a battlefield where it's the Modi government versus the NDA. Rajdeep, and I'll bring the both of you in on this as well. Today's press conference by Rahul Gandhi had him calling the Prime Minister shameless, saying that he was giggling in Parliament. Rajdeep, am I wrong in wondering or being reminded of 2018, 2019? Everyone remembers Rahul Gandhi's angry press conferences every day, where he was taking very personal pot shots at the Prime Minister. If we're talking about Team India and, localizing the elections, Rahul Gandhi is busy making it Rahul versus Modi, which is what the alliance does not want.
No, he may be trying to do that, but I don't think it's creating that narrative at all. Today's press conference, if you look at, he was trying to be emotional. In a sense, I got that, he was trying to make amends for what he did in Parliament. The 40-minute speech that he gave there, 10 minutes he wasted about Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Self-transformation.
And you're someone who's been to Manipur, right? You should have used that experience. You should have spoken about that experience, not about anecdotes, but facts. You should have put that forward to counter Amit Shah, to counter the Prime Minister. You should have done that today. In hindsight, should have done that. He still didn't. So all the anger, all the emotion is great. You're trying to take on an orator with emotion. That
let's be honest. Let's be honest. 1 second. Nobody's taken more pot shots at Rahul Gandhi than the BJP has. All right. And let's be honest. This is the same ask that I would want of my own Prime Minister. Get to the point. Don't go into history, geography and all of that. You may want to refer to it, but get to the point. Manipur is a burning issue. I'd want you to give answers, not references.
No, but why not? The Prime Minister did come to the point, but by that time the opposition had left.
The opposition leaving is a different thing. Prime Minister still continued to speak. I'd still, as a viewer, want more answers.
The opposition should have listened to the Prime Minister, whether he spoke about Manipur 92 minutes or minute number 1. My limited point is you've got a strange situation. Rahul Gandhi is not the greatest parliamentarian. Over 20 years, almost 20 years now in Parliament. Do you recall any great speech? Do you recall any great speech by him? I don't. Number 2, in the last session, 16th Lok Sabha, he actually did not put up a single question during question hour. His attendance is way below that of his other congressmen. The same thing with Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Modi has spoken in 9 years 30 times in Parliament, most of them ritualistic words for someone who's departed or otherwise. Very few major speeches. Manmohan Singh spoke 70 times. So you've got a Prime Minister who seems to also not treat Parliament seriously enough, and you've got an opposition leader who doesn't seem to be, cut it when it comes to Parliament. So you're asking me Rahul versus Modi? The sad truth of it.
No, but Rajdeep wants it to be Rahul versus Modi. I think the country knows it's not Rahul versus Modi.
It looks like even Rahul wants that.
Rahul wants it, and Rajdeep, Parliament aside, I feel Rahul Gandhi as a politician hasn't got that vigor to take on Modi.
Imagine he did.
That's what it comes down to. Forget Parliament for a second.
Rahul Gandhi
Look, at the end of the day, the fight will be about rally versus rally, press conference versus press conference. Even there, Rahul Gandhi, can he take on a Prime Minister?
No, but Akshita and Shiv and Nabila, here, let me ask you all the question. Let me play moderator. Who's making it Rahul versus Modi? Are the politicians making it, or you or
Rahul is making it?
You, I in television studios or in on the digital platforms? Are we looking for a presidential style contest in a parliamentary democracy? 543 MPs.
Sir,
did you ever listen to any of the other MPs? Why didn't you listen to other MPs?
No, Raj.
Why didn't you listen to Asaduddin Owaisi?
No, we did.
Speech?
I listened to Asaduddin Owaisi, I listened to Mahua Moitra, I listened to Gaurav Gogoi, I listened to all of them, sir. But my simple limited point is this. It's not us creating this narrative. It's every political party involved. It's everyone on the ground. You ask them who's the face of Rahul Gandhi. Will they say Mallikarjun Kharge or will they say Rahul Gandhi?
Well, he is the Gandhi side and inevitably he's going to be the face. But let's do some credit to Rahul Gandhi. He said it very clear that he's not contesting or he does not want to be the prime ministerial candidate for
but he's never said that he wants to be.
His party has also said the same thing,
but
that Rahul will not contest.
And
But
yet,
they also know, know that Rahul Gandhi is the man who brings the traction for the Congress.
Yeah,
it's only when Rahul Gandhi speaks, every eyeballs are going.
But
otherwise, nobody cares about what other Congress leaders are speaking. That's the unfortunate truth.
Yeah, but like Manish Tiwari spoke very well, I thought. On China. But the thing is, Rahul Gandhi is actually, let me be fair to him, he's not bad in impromptu conversation that he seems to have out on the street.
And even this time he said, I'm speaking
there's
from
an
my
element
heart.
of naturalness. He's reaching out to people. Parliament is different. It requires a different style. And I think like a batsman, you've got to realize your limitations. If you're a leg side batsman, please don't play the cover drive. Only because the people around you are saying, no, you're the best cover driver. You're not, right? So I would actually say there's a lesson in it for Rahul Gandhi. If you're going to come to Parliament to do this major speech after 6 months out of Parliament, come better prepared. Yeah. Don't just wing it. To Prime Minister Modi, show some humility. You're the Prime Minister of the country. You don't need to spend 90 minutes, continuously throwing barbs at the opposition. I know the opposition has not also been fair to you. You could argue they've thrown venom at me, I'm returning it. But you're the Prime Minister. You possibly will be the first 3-time consecutive Prime Minister since Jawaharlal Nehru. So I expect more of the Prime Minister.
So what is the Prime Minister speaking about? He's talking about how the no confidence is not of the people, it's of the parties in Parliament.
But it was around Manipur. It was about Manipur.
Did he not speak about Manipur? He did. The opposition walked out. That's their problem.
90 minutes I spoke on everything else but Manipur.
The Prime Minister was dragged to the Parliament because of the no confidence motion. He otherwise refused to come and address. No confidence motion was almost the last option.
What I would have liked in an ideal world, this was the monsoon session of Parliament. On day one or in the first week of Parliament, both sides should have got together, had a discussion on Manipur, possibly as an adjournment motion, and passed a joint resolution.
But who stopped
Amit Shah proposed that.
But you've done it right at the very end because you forced the opposition to go for a no confidence motion.
That may be down to between government and opposition.
To speak last week, he had written a letter to all parties saying, let's have a conversation. They weren't willing to have the Home Minister speak.
But why not the Prime Minister address the situation? Why not the Prime Minister? It's a situation where you have thousands of people who are struggling. You have more than 150 people who've lost their lives. Why can't the Prime Minister address the issue?
But I'm sorry, but Shiv, if there's a conversation and if the opposition truly wanted a conversation,
excusing the fact that why should Prime Minister speak? Why shouldn't the Prime Minister speak?
One at a time, yeah.
Why shouldn't the Prime Minister speak? Why are we discounting the fact that the BJP has been trying to escape that Prime Minister, saying that Prime Minister Modi will not speak, it will be the Home Minister? Why couldn't the Prime Minister speak?
Okay.